Gary Lineker has come out and said that anybody who boos the football players for taking the knee are part of the problem of why they have to take the knee in the first place. So that's a euphemistic way of saying that people who boo the taking of the knee are racist. So a majority of fans are racist. He said that most fans cheer and it's a minority that boo. Well, why did the boos completely drown out the cheers then? I don't think there's any cheers. I didn't hear any cheers. All I hear is boos. And it's not it certainly doesn't sound like a minority of fans. If I was there, I wouldn't boo because it's not my thing. It's not my personality to really do that. But I certainly wouldn't support the taking the knee. So there might be people there like myself that wouldn't boo, but don't necessarily support it either. The idea that you have a majority of England fans or Premier League fans that are somehow racist or white supremacist, even with the amount of black footballers around today, is absolutely absurd. I saw my beloved Ireland play against Hungary, and to my immense chagrin, I saw the whole Irish team kneel. And the Hungarians, true to form, they all stood, and the Hungarian fans booed, and I'm glad that they did. I can't believe they did it. I had a notion in my head that this was some kind of colonial guilt, delayed colonial guilt from the good old days of empire. But the Irish certainly weren't a colonial power. We were the victims of colonialism. So why are the Irish doing this? It doesn't make any sense to me. And Gary Lineker says, "Oh, people are calling me a Marxist." I don't think he's a Marxist, but he won't recognize the link between taking the knee and sometimes the raised fist and Black Lives Matter. There is direct correlation there. That's absolutely undeniable. And if he wants to say that taking the knee has nothing to do with the Black Lives Matter organization, then he's free to say it. But we're free not to believe him, and any thinking person wouldn't believe him. I mean, didn't they have Black Lives Matter on the back of their jerseys and everything? Like there's no denying that this, that symbolism since last summer has been ubiquitous all through the English speaking world. So it absolutely is tied up with that organization. I've said before on a different video, if the players stood under a banner of not anti-racism, because I hate that slogan, but racism out, or footballers against racism or something like that, and they stood together and linked arms in solidarity, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But the taking the knee has absolutely nothing to do with equality. Taking the knee before somebody is saying that I am subservient to you. It's a servile gesture. There's nothing about that speaks to equality in any way. But the linking of arms, I could get behind. I absolutely could. Gary Lineker and his type, they will not recognise or admit the link between taking the knee and Black Lives Matter. So when it comes down to a choice between the fans are booing because they don't support the political aims of BLM, or they're actual racists who genuinely don't think that Black Lives Matter. I've never met a person who doesn't think that Black lives that they don't matter. I've never met anybody who actually thought that. So the very idea that there could be a majority of football fans in 2021 that believe this. I mean, Gary Lineker, he must be completely deluded. I think he's deluded. But it broke my heart to see Ireland kneel, and it looks like we're going to be treated to this all through the Euros by the English football team that I'll be cheering for still, even though I'm an Irishman. People say I'm confused, but what am I going to do? Shout for France?